UStreamRadio.com.
I guess I'm with the DJ and all that.
DJ Diamond K.
Alright, man. Now who you expecting to make it hot? Soon as the needle drop on the ones and twos, get the crowd to move. A lot of jocks wanna mock, monkey see, monkey do. Right, digging in their crates, but they ain't got a clue. D-I-A-M-O-N-D-K.
DJ Diamond
Get our
K.
grown man on without a time to suit. Now look, bitches letting their head down like Rapunzel. We got the Horn Tie Club getting comfortable. On the humble, well respected. Stay with a shop and they stay on them records. Unique techniques, it's a method to the madness. Other DJs, they just seem average. You act tough, but you hardly hard. You wouldn't walk through the street with a crossing guard. Come on, your DJ game ain't up to par. Play the fever shit and look at how the crowd respond. Hey yo, live from Atlanta, so shit in your packers. Jay got the questions, if you got answers, y'all welcome. Thank him, mind your manners, y'all welcome. Thank him, where's your manners?
UStreamRadio.com.
Hola, people. Hola. Yours truly, Diamond K. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for logging on, and thank you for listening to the Diamond K Show. I am him. He is me. Now, I told y'all I was recovering from a case of the flu, and as you can hear, I sound a lot better. I'm still not 100%, but I didn't make the trip home to Baltimore for the Thanksgiving holiday this year. But as I said, I'm feeling a lot better, but I'm disappointed that I was unable to see my family. And I talk to everyone several times a week because my family does these Skype calls, and we do throughout the week, more than one, like three. We do like 3 Skype calls multiple times. So I found out a few days ago that my grandfather just purchased a new pickup truck. Now he's a country guy. He's like what I would call a modern day cowboy. Okay. Now he doesn't wear like cowboy boots, but he does a lot of other country things. Now, and he's been crazy about these trucks. Like he loves these Ford pickup trucks, and he puts like the little casing over the back of the pickup truck. The back of the bed, and he's been doing this since I was a little kid. He's actually the one who taught me how to drive, and I've been driving since I was about 14 or 15 years old. And I used to go to my grandparents' house in Virginia every weekend. This was a ritual, and me and my grandfather would take the drive. He worked in Baltimore, but he also had a house in Virginia. And so when he would make the trip down on Friday, I would go with him after school and then come back to Baltimore on Sunday evening. And like I said, so he taught me how to drive at a very young age, 14 years old. And he would let me drive when we got to Virginia, I guess about 20 miles or so from his house. The house that he and my grandmother shares now. And, so when we get about 20 miles away, he would let me get behind the wheel and, slowly, I actually got pretty good. Now, one weekend, my cousin Maurice was visiting my grandparents' house as well. Maurice and I were cool, really close, family, you know what I mean? And so he came down on a Friday night just as I did. And so we had fun. Now, Saturday mornings at my grandparents' house, they live in the country, right outside of Richmond, in between Richmond and Tappahannock, for those that know what that is. All right. Now, Saturday mornings, we would get up and collect all the garbage that had accumulated for the week and take it to the dump. Okay. So there was no trash service like in the city. You had to take your own trash to a big trash hole. And this was, for a kid, this was exciting because my grandfather would let me drive there. It was about 2 miles from my grandparents' house. Okay. And so I was just excited, I'm going to get ready to drive. And my grandmother said that she thought that he should let my cousin Maurice drive one way and I drive the other way. I was glad that my cousin Maurice was there at the house, but I wasn't happy with this sharing of the driving. You know what I mean? My grandfather was wasted, by the way. It was early, but he had a little bit of a drinking thing, and I'll get into that deeper, I'm sure, in other shows. But for this story, let's just say he was drunk because he was, and so my grandfather, I guess he thought it was a good idea. He asked my cousin Maurice, could he drive? Maurice said that he could. We all loaded the truck up. And hopped in the front seat. It was like one of those 1, 2, 3, everybody move, to move the seat up. And I thought about it, and I said that we normally go to the dump, drop off the trash, come back, stop at a store, stop at a friend's house or something. So I thought I would get more time driving if I drove back from the dump. And so that's what I did. So Maurice would drive first. He got in the car on the driver's side, put on some sunglasses. I mean, he thought he was really cool. My grandfather, before he pulls off, he asked Maurice, you know how to drive? He said, yes. Grandfather said, okay. Get in the car, we're in the truck, and we pull off. We're driving, and he was doing good for about a mile. Now, after that, we approached a very, very sharp turn in the road. All right. Now, this is this is one of the types of turns that you have to slow down to about 10 miles an hour to make this turn. Okay. Maybe 15, but it's a complete turn, almost like a U shape. It's a very sharp turn off to a cornfield, and we're approaching this, and he's doing like 50. Okay. And, so I'm looking at him, and we're getting closer to the turn. I've made the turn many times, and I've seen my grandfather do it as well. And it's, you got to gradually slow down, start turning the wheel to make the turn. Pretty simple. He's not slowing down. He's not hitting the brakes. He's not doing anything. I'm getting nervous now. We're looking, and like I told you, my grandfather was drunk, but he was very alert. Now, this big curve in the road, it ran alongside of a cornfield, and Maurice did not touch the brakes. And we were doing about at least 50, 55 miles an hour. The turn is just ahead. He had on the sunglasses. He's just cooling. He's chilling. He's supposed to be turning this wheel right now, at least, hitting the brakes, slowing down, and he was doing nothing. I mean, like I said, the sunglasses on, he's just cool in the sun shining. When I drove, Granddad never let me wear sunglasses, but Maurice was tall for his age. He fooled a lot of people, and he was wearing sunglasses. All right, we get up on this turn, and I turn and look at Maurice. My grandfather is watching this, and he finally says, watch this turn. And I'm sitting up, and I'm at attention, and I'm looking at Maurice, but Maurice did not let up on that gas or turn the wheel. Just as we reached the end of the road, Granddad yelled, turn the fucking wheel, boy. But it was too late. A truck hopped the road over a ditch, and we landed smack dead in the middle of a cornfield, right? It was crazy. My grandfather was livid. He ordered all of us out of the truck. The three of us got out the truck. We're in the middle of the cornfield, and we're picking ears of corn, from the bumper, the doors. It was crazy. Maurice finally admitted that he did not know how to drive, and that was his first time behind a wheel ever. And, the truck just got away from him. My granddad took it better than I would have took it. He still didn't let me drive, on the way back from the dump. And but definitely shout out to my grandfather in Virginia. Just got his brand new truck. And shout out to the rest of our family. It's the Diamond K Show. We'll be back right after this.
Hey, I'm T. Marie, and I'm a master stylist here at Salon Mave, located in Metro Atlanta. I've been in the business for 15 years, and in those 15 years, I've been featured in hair magazines, I've been in hair shows, and I've even cut hair in 8 minutes flat, on stage too. So with that being said, I know what hair is supposed to look like. Everywhere I go, I'm seeing these terrible hair weaves, terrible lace fronts, bad haircuts, tracks all over the place. I mean, you name it and it's there. I have taken it to be my personal mission to retrieve the weave.
Make sure y'all check out Retrieve the Weave, hosted by T. Marie, every first Tuesday here on UstreamRadio.com. You can check that out right there. Retrieve the Weave, hosted by T. Marie, every first Tuesday here on UstreamRadio.com. The new episodes drop, but you'll be able to see all of them on demand. UstreamRadio.com. Hit that subscribe button and join our mailing list, UstreamRadio.com. Welcome back to the Diamond K Show. You guys and girls can follow me on Twitter at the Diamond K Show. Now, I'm watching the internet, as I always do. All right. And I see that Black Friday madness was just about in every city. You know, some type of foolishness. What is it about Black Friday that brings out the worst in people? I mean, is saving a few dollars worth acting like heathens? I mean, in Chicago on Black Friday, 3 guys tried to rob a Kohl's store. Now, I don't know if they have, Kohl. I guess they have it in a lot of cities. They don't obviously have it in every city. But I mean, only a few hours into the Black Friday shopping, and it just, Walmart fights began trending, hashtag Walmart fights. And it really was encouraging people to post photos and videos of shoppers getting violent in Walmart stores. People began posting photos and videos of bloody noses, paramedics, pushing stretchers, women smacking another on the head, security officers wrestling with shoppers and taking them to the ground, employees yelling at shoppers to stop recording the melee on their cell phones. One Walmart shopper uploaded a video to YouTube showing a fight, and he claimed he was thrown out of the store for videotaping it. And the hashtag was just one sign of the mounting violence at Black Friday sales across the country. In Las Vegas, a shopper was walking down the street with a big screen TV he had purchased shortly after midnight, and he was shot by passerby. Passerby? Is that how you say that? Shot by somebody passing by. And of course, we talked about the Chicago robbery attempt, and the thing about this one, at the Kohl's store, was that the accused man was attempting to shoplift from the store. He fled to his car, trapping a police officer's arm in the door, and then taking off, prompting the police to fire shots at his vehicle. It cannot be worth all of this. A man in Virginia was stabbed at a Walmart during an argument over a parking spot before many Americans had even finished eating Thanksgiving dinner. And this was around 6:30 p.m. A website was even set up, BlackFridayDeathCount.com. And this was set up to track deaths and injuries caused by Black Friday violence in recent years. There have been no reported deaths this year, thankfully. And then they had in Philly, there were two people having a taser fight, a Black Friday taser fight in the mall or some type of store. Just animal. But a spokesperson for Walmart said that this is the safest Black Friday with millions of shoppers at our 4,000 locations across the country. And she went on to say, Brooke Buchanan, the spokeswoman for Walmart, said that there were some isolated incidents that were resolved quickly through our help with store associates. and in some cases, the local law enforcement, and they're very happy. They said that there were some 22 million shoppers during a 4-hour period on Thursday night. They are raking in the dough. In other news, a federal indictment orders Gucci Mane, rapper Gucci Mane, to surrender his guns. Now, what's strange about this is I have been a fan of Gucci Mane's music. I just think that he has the wrong people in his corner. I think management may be an issue. But he's made the right choices in songs over the years. But lately, he's just had a string of brushes with the law and just bizarre behavior that has slowed his career down. But he has been ordered to surrender several weapons through this federal indictment that came down in the last few days. I'm not going to say that he can't get his career back on track, because anything is possible. It is definitely possible. And he's in jail now for parole violation, among other things. But the 1017 Brit Squad CEO Gucci Mane, as I said, ordered to surrender these weapons. The troubled Atlanta rapper, real name Roderick Davis, ordered to give up a 40 caliber Glock, a 45 caliber Taurus, and ammunition, according to this federal indictment. And definitely he's been unable to stay out of trouble with the law. He's been arrested at least once a year since 1999. 2013, he was taken into custody 3 times. In March, he was charged with aggravated assault for allegedly hitting a fan over the head with a champagne bottle. That arrest triggered a probation violation, and he was locked up again in April. His latest arrest happened in September after friends flagged down the police because the rapper was acting erratically. He reportedly cursed and threatened the officers. He was taken into custody and charged with carrying a handgun, disorderly conduct, and weed possession. He's currently serving a 6-month sentence for parole violation. So definitely, it's just not a big deal to him. But I definitely hope that he can get things back together and get things back moving in a positive direction. Speaking of positive directions, Kanye West, his Yeezus tour is grossing $1 million per show. Definitely, doing his thing on that tip. The Yeezus tour touches down in Atlanta tonight actually. So that definitely something, big shouts out to him for that. The Yeezus tour pulling in $1 million per show. Okay. I thought y'all said y'all ain't like Kanye West, huh? Evidently y'all do, because they are definitely turning out to see him. Definitely shout out to him and all that good stuff. Once again, thank you for logging on, listening, tuning in, downloading, however you're able to hear my voice, and to our many listeners across the world. Ustreamradio.com is where you go to hear all of our shows, and you can check me out daily at ustreamradio.com, also on YouTube, iTunes, Libsyn, Stitcher Radio, and various other places. So, yours truly, Diamond K. I will see you tomorrow.
Ustreamradio.com